Hey, a long time ago, I kind of figured out a little bit of a formula so I could prevent myself from ever coming over the top of it again. But I know most golfers out there, so many golfers out there, your swing might look something like this and like this. So if your pros told you that, or you've seen yourself, or you know because you pull it, you slice it, you don't hit for a lot of distance, your friends tell you that you're over the top, looks something like this, then keep watching, because I'm going to share with you these secret little motions that I learned how to do, and I think you're going to eliminate this over the top motion forever. Stay tuned. Hey, this is Steve with HitItLonger.com. Once you're done watching this video, don't click away, but instead head down and look in the description below, because I've left a link to my super powerful video distance course. Go ahead and sign up for that and start hitting the ball longer and straighter. All right, let's talk about over the top for a minute. Over the top, once you understand the root cause of it, it starts to become much easier to fix. And it's not necessarily lifting your arms up, although that can be a partial component to it, but that's not what's making golfers get above the plane line, which is about right here. So you might be below it, lifting up on top of it, coming outside in, overly downwards, pulling it, slicing it, hitting it short. The arms generally don't go anywhere without listening to what the shoulder's doing. And generally, the shoulder, the back shoulder in an over the topper is going to stay high this way. It's much easier to go over the top if you look this way than if that shoulder were to drop. And let me tell you, the secret to that, to the shoulder, is that the shoulder is pretty much going to go wherever the hip tells it to. So if we can't get this right hip lower than the left, we're not going to get the right shoulder lower than the left, and we're not going to get to drop that club to the inside slot like you hope to do, swinging for power. So it becomes a lot harder to come over the top once you've made this key move, and that is to move the navel area, the belt buckle area, and slide it targetwards until, keep going, until you get it outside of your ankle to where your foot starts to roll outwards. Now, if you can do this while keeping your head on the center line, like this, you see what happens is, keep going. My head's in the middle. My belt buckle is outside my ankle slightly, as you can see by my foot roll. And now all of a sudden I've got a tilt. I've got what we call a secondary tilt. Not just my shoulders are tilted, but my hips are tilted too in this position. The hip is following, the shoulder is following the hip. My arms are going to tend to follow the shoulder. So you watch what happens if I just wind up and then I make this move. Okay, see how I drop to the inside. Let's watch it from down the line now. Let's say we've made a good wind up. Now, if I just make the lateral shift and keep my head in the middle, form the tilt, see what happens to the club. It drops to the inside and kind of under the swing plane a little bit, quite naturally. It would be very difficult, it'd be weird feeling for me to be in this position here and get over the top. I suppose it could be done, but the feeling would be so incredibly unnatural. I just think you'd have to do it on purpose, really go out of your way to do it. So I want you to try that at home. First, do it facing a mirror. You can even put a little piece of tape on the mirror for your nose. And you're just going to practice forming the tilt. Keep your nose on that center line as your hip goes over outside the ankle, almost outside the front foot, like that. Notice my knee kind of has to get into the act. Kind of drag it along like this. So see that tilt now, my right shoulder and hip are low. really allows you a much easier time swinging it shallow and from the inside. So remember that next time you go to the range, work on that drill in front of a mirror, practicing a side bend. And then when you get to the range, you're just going to hit some soft shots, of course. I always have you hitting some soft shots. I've got that club kind of shallowing into the inside slot, as far away as you can get from over the top. But I promise you, the only thing I was really concentrating on was creating the tilt and trying to make my arms go soft, go along, kind of go along for the ride. Concentrate on moving the big stuff and let the arms just kind of follow along like they're riding a wave. So give this idea a try and see if it doesn't permanently fix your over-the-top issue. Hopefully it'll get you in that power slot to where you really start beating the crap out of the ball without even trying as hard as you used to. As usual, any questions or any success stories, please leave them down in the comments. Thanks again for watching and supporting my channel. I'm Steve, and as usual, I'll either see you in the next video or I'll see you longer and straighter down the fairway. Everybody take good care.